series. And today you're going to really enjoy this episode because we're going to be talking about 6 growth myths that keep your practice from growing, and they're all in your control. They're in your control, and these are lies that we make up to tell ourselves as an excuse of why we're not growing. Okay, so some of these might trigger you. I'm just going to warn you right up front. Some of these are going to make you mad, but I'm going to explain each of them. I would love to hear, do you think I'm wrong? Or did I miss any of the myths? I know there's a lot of myths out there in dental, so I would love to hear those. So let's jump into these. The number one myth that you have to know about is there's not enough patients in my market. I hear this all the time. There's not enough patients in my market. I can't be successful because there's just not enough opportunities. There's actually an abundance of new patients in every single market. Every single market has more than enough new patients. There's plenty. There's plenty to go around. There's plenty of opportunities, but you have to be able to take advantage of those. You say, how do you know there's enough opportunities? Well, first of all, in every single market, the average unanswered call rate is 35% during normal business hours. That means you're losing 35% of your new patients just there alone. And then from there, the average office only converts 50% of their marketing opportunities. So 80% of new patients contacting your office right now are not going to make it into your office, just right off the top. So most new patients who are calling dental offices have to call multiple dental offices before they can find an appointment. Average time to appointment right now is 3 weeks to get into a dental office. So patients are calling multiple offices before they get the office that they want. And so that means there's not enough supply. There's the demand, but there's not enough supply. There's plenty of new patients to go around. Okay, that's number one. Number two, patients only care about insurance. I love this one. Okay, now there's always exceptions to the rule, right? Obviously, if someone's coming in on Medicaid and they're expecting their insurance to pay for everything, and they only want to do what their insurance covers, from a Medicaid perspective, that's different. Outside of that, the dental industry, dentists and their teams have educated patients that insurance is the most important thing. What we should be emphasizing is your overall health is the most important thing. Do you take my insurance? Well, we have a lot of patients that come here with your insurance. However, we have found that our patients really like it here because we don't prioritize insurance. We prioritize what's best for you. And the insurance companies don't always have your best interest in mind. Don't sue me. I don't know if you're allowed to say that or not, but that's what I would say. So what's the first question that every dental office asks when a patient calls? First question, do you have insurance? And then we wonder why they're so focused on insurance, because you're focusing on insurance. You do the same thing when they sit in the chair. I've had it happen to me where I've gone into dental offices. I say, hey, I don't have insurance. And they're like, okay, yeah, everything's kind of good. You're good. Then the second I get insurance, they're like, oh, we got to fix this crown. Oh, we got to cover this. We got to cover that because it's covered by the insurance. How did it change? We get lazy on the treatment presentation because we're like, oh, no, your insurance will cover it, and it's a dunk. And we love that part of insurance, but we don't like the other parts when it's not covering or not paying us what it's supposed to pay us, right? You can't have it both ways. Are we doing what's best for the patient, or are we treating the insurance? If you're doing what's best for the patient over and over and over again, guess what's going to happen? Patients are going to really appreciate that, and it's not going to be all about insurance all the time. And there's always the edge cases of crazy people, right? That's obvious, okay? So, number one, there's not enough new patients in my market. False. Number two, patients only care about insurance. Kind of true, but that's because you make it that way. Number three, patients can afford treatment but don't prioritize it. False. Patients cannot afford treatment. The average patient in America cannot afford dental treatment. It is too expensive. Dentistry is too expensive for the average American. That's just the truth of the matter. You say, well, then what are we doing here? Well, you have to learn to use your tools. Patient financing. And I know what you're thinking. Well, I have patient financing in my office, but a lot of people don't use it. Yeah, it's because of the way you use it. You should be presenting up front saying, this is the treatment that you need, and here's some different payment options. You can pay it monthly. You can pay cash up front. You present all of that up front. If you do that, patients will buy more treatment from you. Patients will buy more treatment from you. If you save it for the end, if you wait until the end and say, hey, do you want to do this treatment? It's $5,000. And they go, oh, I'll let you know. Oh, we got payment options. Now it just feels scammy. It just feels weird. You should be presenting that up front to every single patient. Most patients cannot afford treatment. No one wants to say I can't afford treatment. I don't have an extra $5,000. So you have to give them options. If you don't believe me that dentistry is really bad at this, the average number of patients that use patient financing in dental is around 5%. Guess what it is in LASIK and plastic surgery? It's between 30 and 50%. So they've figured out, man, we got to use patient financing, but dentistry still hasn't figured it out because a lot of dentists block it. They want to save the couple points on the patient finance, but you're losing how much treatment is walking out the door every single month. Patients are not prioritizing treatment because they cannot afford it. And you're not doing a great job of presenting why they need it. It's not just about, hey, you need treatment. It's about, you need treatment because of this. And if you don't get this done, here's what's going to happen to you. And here's how it's going to cost you so much more money. If you don't get this filling, it's going to turn into a root canal. And the root canal is going to turn into an implant. And so this $500 problem now is going to turn into a $2,000 problem and then a $5,000 problem or even bigger. So let's prevent that from happening now. Okay, number next. So 6 growth myths keeping you from growing. Number 1, there's not enough new patients in my market. Number 2, patients only care about insurance. Number 3, patients can afford treatment but don't prioritize it. Number 4, marketing doesn't work in my area. I find this one really funny. I meet so many people that are like, no, I tried marketing. Most of the time, 90% of the time, your operations are broken and there's no marketing that's going to work on the back of broken operations. Ever. In any business. That's the majority of people who say that. What they're really saying is, my business is not set up to grow. My business is not set up to cater to new patients coming in. And so we're not going to be able to grow. And I know what you're thinking. Well, I get a lot of patient referrals. They come in, new patients. How do I get those? Well, because someone else did the selling for you. Someone else did the selling for you. Marketing works in almost every area. I have some clients in rural areas with barely any people living around them getting 50 to 100 new patients. I just finished a case study, a rural area, 80 new patients a month for a startup. There's new patients out there. But are you putting up barriers preventing you from coming in? If that's you, I challenge you, reach out to us. I will show you what's preventing you from being able to grow and use marketing. Okay? That's number 4. Number 5, myth number 5, my team can't handle growth. This may be true. This is true a lot of times. The team is not equipped to be able to handle growth. But the reason that they don't listen to you is because you're failing to hold them accountable. I can't tell you how many times that I've worked with offices and we say, we got to hold your team accountable to the scripting. You got to hold your team accountable to presenting treatment properly. You got to hold your team accountable to how you answer the phones. You have to. Okay, yeah, we will. And then the team doesn't do it. We send the recordings. Oh, man, I told them. I don't know. I guess my team, they just can't do it. No. You have to hold them accountable. It's awkward to hold people accountable, but it's only awkward because you haven't set the expectation that this is what we expect. If a dental assistant kept bringing you out a tray that was out of order of the things that you wanted for your treatment, would you just be like, they just can't do it? No. You'd say, no. This is the expectation. This is how I want this tray set up. Okay? So your team can handle it, but can you handle the leadership part of it? That's the question. All right, next. I didn't convert the new patients because they were shoppers. I love this one. So this is the number 1 flag that your team is screening out 50% of your new patients right off the top. If your team tells you, don't worry, doc, they didn't schedule because they're shoppers. Okay? They are screening out new patients. Everybody is a shopper. Everyone in the whole world is a shopper. Every dentist is a shopper. I've never had a dentist come to me and go, Gary, here is my wallet. Please take all of my money for marketing. Just take as much as you need. Don't even no questions asked. They never do that. You know why? Because they're all shoppers. I'm a shopper. You're a shopper. Everybody's a shopper. We're just at different stages of the journey. The reason that your patient referrals come in and they don't ask you the shopper questions is because someone else already explained it all to them. Someone else already sold it. If I go to my wife and say, hey, you got to go to Dr. Smith down the street. He's amazing. They have a free exam and x-ray. Just schedule it and get down there. She already knows all the answers. She's just calling. and she's going to do whatever Dr. Smith tells her to do. Marketing patients don't know that. So you have to be able to answer their questions. And patients don't know what to ask. So what is everybody, when you don't know what to ask, what is everybody going to ask? How much is it? People reach out to me on social media, dentists, very smart, with money. They have money. They make good money. They're in the top, 3%, 1%. And they reach out and they say, hey, Gary, how much is marketing services? It's like, I can't even answer that question. But I understand that they just don't know what to ask. So I don't say, I'm going to screen that dentist out. They ask me how much is marketing. No, I'm like, that's a great potential client. Let me ask you some questions so I can better answer your question. And that's how you get patients who are shoppers, high intent, into your practice. So if this was helpful for you today, drop a comment down below. And did I miss any myths? I would love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments below. You have a great day.